This video and all videos on this channel are sponsored by AxelBox.
Zero, one. Let's get started.
Why they stopping me?
Welcome back, everybody. Well, I just tried to do a live stream and I got a phone call partway through, and I think right around that part of the phone call, the audio of my live stream cut out. So I've since deleted that live stream and I'm just going to do a kind of an unedited video submission of what I was up to. So let's get started into it. Okay, sometimes they say the second time's a charm. Hopefully it's not the third time. So what I've got on the go here is I've got a customer's ULTRA4 2.0. This box is the kind of the flagship. It allows you to do your true digital, like your stock Carrera, 4-lane control. It gives you digitized analog, which is like your chipped lane feature, right? You can still use your wireless controllers in analog mode. And then it gives you also true analog, which, you know, you got to use your 3-wire controllers with your alligators or XLR jack. So we got this box hooked up to my newly assembled test bench. You can see this one, I had a hole in it. I've had some terminal blocks here and it just became a bit of a pain. So now I've got this new setup that allows me to test an 8-lane box, such as this guy, as well as 4-lane boxes like these two, and even a 2-lane one if I'm, you know, feeling bored. Usually I just hook the 2 lanes up to 2-lane boxes up to a standard standard Carrera control unit. But anyway, so we got the box hooked up to the test bench. We got 4 digital cars. You can see the chips and photo eyes, and then I've got kind of a random assorted group of analog cars. I got my 4 digital controllers, and I'm just going to use a single true analog controller to function the true analog side. So to get things started, we're just going to function test our digital side first. So with the switches down, you'll see they both turn red and they're both green in the opposition. So when they're both down, we have digital, true digital. So this is our setup here. Now I've coded everything, but I can kind of show the process again, just since we got time. Again, remember I've already did this video with my live stream and it failed miserably. So let's get everything lined up. We'll do this all over again. So removing these cars, we're just going to code everything up again here. It's my, there we go. So we'll code red. Oh, I don't think my car's touching the track here. There we go. Code blue. Let's do this right from the get-go. And then I call this yellow, or 3. And we'll code this up. And lastly, get on there. I've picked the widest 4 cars for this setup. Of course, let's get all these cars back on track. My car 4 here doesn't want to stay powered up, but we've got 4 sets of lights and we got 4 controllers. So let's just bump test these. You can see we got brake lights happening there, brake lights happening there. 3 and 4, all functional. Now, as expected with digital, your cars will work in any lane. So let's just prove that. We'll use car 4. So obviously 4 works in 4. works in 3, works in 2, and if it's touching the track, works in 1. So that's digital, true digital, we're calling that. So now we're going to switch to digitized analog. Now you can see I've got my lane coloring built into the LEDs. That's just a detail that I can't part with. So going back to this coding sequence, we're going to code lane 1 to controller 1. And then we're going to do the same for the rest of them. Controller 2. And 3. And lastly, 4. I don't know why it doesn't work on the first one every time. So we got all 4 controllers coded. And then we're going to stick our analog cars on track here. And we should get, of course, you guys captured the live stream, you noticed that my little rag that I'm using to support the bottom has getting wrapped up. So we got controller 2, and then we got controller 3, and lastly 4. So there you go. That's digitized analog, I like to call it. And now we're going to switch to true analog. Now, you'll notice that this arrow points to digital. As soon as you push this one up, it deters everything digital. It's just like a total digital bypass. Doesn't matter what this switch is in. As soon as this one's up, it bypasses digital altogether. So it doesn't matter what position you got there. It's not going to make a world of difference. So I've got one controller, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lanes, and I have 1 positive, 1 negative, and then I have my string of lane controllers here. So if you look at an analog track wiring diagram, you'll notice that the whites can actually be daisy chained from driver station to driver station, and so can the reds. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm just, rather than having 12 posts, I'm just using 10. I've got 8 for the lanes and 2 for the common ones that are on every station. So the best part about that is if I want to control 8 cars, all I have to do is just move the black from post to post. So we're connected to lane 1. That's our slotted slotted Jaguar here. You can see it's moving. It's getting hung up on the rag again. And I'm going to move to lane 2. And then we'll move to lane 3 for the NSR. And then lastly, our Carrera. I'm thinking Scaly here. This is Carrera. So we have forward momentum on all 4 lanes. And then again, if I was hooked up to this 8-lane box, I would just have 4 more cars in the back, hooked up to posts 5 through 8. So that's basically it in a nutshell, how these boxes get tested. Every single box that I build gets thoroughly tested on a test bench. Digital, all functions, analog, all functions. It's kind of my worst nightmare to have, a box be received and have it go faulty. So that kind of wraps up this video. I don't want to take too much of your time on this one. So the next video will be a bit more lengthy, more editing, more, cool features. Just wanted to keep this one nice and short. Anyways, thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and stay tuned into the next one. Thanks, everyone. Bye.